It's the end of another busy work week, and it's 47 days to go until Christmas. Here's what's making the news. President Granger aims to leave a developed country for Guyana's youth to inherit, and GCOM chair assures free and fair elections come 2020. Welcome to InfoHub. We have lots to tell you. Friday, November 8th. First up, GCOM chairman assures free, fair, and credible elections in March of 2020.
In her first engagement with the media on preparations for the upcoming polls, GCOM Chairman Justice Claudette Singh said the necessary measures are in place by the elections body to produce credible elections.
Persons should have no doubt, with them or without them, that GCOM would not produce credible elections. Everything is being done by GCOM to produce free, fair, and credible elections. No one should have any doubt about that.
The GCOM chair says the commission welcomes all observers, local and international. However, the accreditation of international observers can only be done by the head of state, while local observers will be accredited by the commission.
Our duty is to accredit the local observers, and that would be done as soon as the foreigners are accredited.
Addressing concerns on the removal of names from the National Register of Registrants, the GCOM chair said that persons who have not yet uplifted their national identification cards from 2008 will still be allowed to vote in the 2020 elections. She related that the Chief Justice's ruling of August 14 alluded to the proviso of Section 66A of the NRR Act, which gives way for the Commission to utilize any method for verification purposes. This, she said, is an act of verification.
GCOM has no intention of disenfranchising anyone. And it's not a witch hunting exercise, it's just a verification process. There, you would see letter writers are saying there's no relationship between ID cards and disenfranchisement. Well, we're not disenfranchising anybody.
The names of persons still to uplift their national identification cards will be published in the 4 daily newspapers beginning on Saturday, November 9th. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
On Thursday, His Excellency President David Granger shared his vision for a Guyana that he wishes to leave for the youths to inherit. He was at the time addressing the 29th graduation exercise for President's College.
The Purple Nation President's College has yet again celebrated its students who have matriculated at its 29th graduation exercise. The school's motto, "We can, we must, we will," was on full display as the students and staff celebrated 34 years of the college's existence. Mahai Kaboy Kumar Prasad is this year's best graduating student at the CSEC level. He secured 12 grade 1s and 2 grade 2s. The occasion was observed with a feature address from His Excellency President David Granger. In his address to the gathering, the President shared his vision of the country, which the students will inherit. He noted that transforming Guyana is at the core of everything the coalition government has done and will continue to do.
You will inherit the biggest, the most beautiful, and the most bountiful Caribbean country of all. Guyana belongs to you. I want you to understand that. But the country that you will be entering in a few days or weeks or months will be much different from the country we're living here today.
The President also spoke about prioritizing science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM education, to make this country more competitive globally.
Guyana needs you. It needs highly skilled persons to populate these new economic sectors. It will need an A to Z of scientists, from agronomists and cardiologists down to zoologists, if we are to transform the economy of this country. It is for this reason that we're emphasizing science and technology education, which will allow us to acquire the skills needed to propel development.
Guyana will be launching a decade of development next year. In this decade, Education will be accorded the highest priority, and as such, tertiary education will be made free for all eligible Guyanese. This is President Granger's promise to his nation. Natisha Isaacs for InfoHub.
Speaker of the National Assembly, the Honourable Dr. Barton Scotland, today received annual reports spanning 2013 to 2016 from the Indigenous Peoples Commission. The report contains various recommendations for legislature to be debated in Parliament.
The annual reports are critical to the functioning of the Indigenous Peoples Commission. It contains information on the achievements and challenges as well as recommendations to better the life of Guyana's First Peoples.
Under the Constitution, Article 212 of the Constitution, a number of rights commissions are established. The objective, and I shall read directly from the provisions of the Constitution, the goals of the rights commissions are to strengthen social justice and the rule of law.
As it relates to the rule of law, the report also contains various recommendations for legislature to be debated on in Parliament. This, however, cannot occur until Parliament reconvenes.
It would be an excellent outcome for Parliament to debate, not just to receive the report, but to debate the report. Because through debating the reports, the Commission, the persons who are members of that Commission, will learn the reaction of Parliament to their efforts.
Chief Executive Officer of the Commission, Neil Bacchus, is pressing for the formal establishment of the Human Rights Commission. He shared that this will be instrumental in having these reports debated in Parliament.
And we're hoping that the mechanism could happen as quickly as possible, that will see the Human Rights Commission formally established, that can bring about a greater sense of appreciation for the work of this commission.
Reporting for InfoHub, Nikosi Bruce.
Ever thought of the possibility of touring 3 countries at the same time? This and more after the break. Thanks for staying with us. Come 2020, there will be lots to look forward to. First oil, Guyana's Republic Golden Jubilee among others, and you will also have the opportunity to tour the 3 Guyanas in one travel.
The richness and beauty of cultures and traditions of Guyana, French Guyana and Suriname will be showcased at the inaugural Trigonis Expo, slated to be held from February 6 to 9, 2020 in Guyana. This event promises to be exciting as citizens of all the countries will experience a kaleidoscope of cultures. At a media launch of the event on Thursday, Director General of the Department of Tourism, Donald St. Clair, explained.
What we had this morning, for example, was the convening for the first time of the Trigonis Expo Committee, where representatives from Suriname, French Guyana and Guyana met basically to plan what will happen at the expo.
The idea is said to have been in the making for many years, according to Vice Chair of the Guyana Tourism Board, Andrea De Caries, who is also representing Guyana on the expo committee. It was felt that now was the time to bring it to fruition.
So it's really amazing. So the idea of this expo is to bring everybody together and to discuss together how we can make this more fluid, how we can get rid of whatever obstacles are in the way, how we can show the best that we have to each other. So it's bringing our dancers, yes, and bringing our artists.
Participants who attended the launch for the much anticipated event were given a glimpse of what Guyana has to offer through a mini fashion show and a fusion of Indian and African drumming, and a performance by masqueraders. Mark your calendars with the date and do not miss out on the opportunity to tour the Trigonis Expo. The annual event will begin in Guyana in 2020. Also, It will be hosted in Suriname in 2021 and French Guyana in 2022. Singlethorne, InfoHub.
The GOF Haynes Debating Competition's Champions title has returned to Linden after a 5-year hiatus after the Mackenzie High School claimed a well-earned victory.
Fifth form Mackenzie High School student Aisha King, adjudged the best speaker in the final round of the competition, expressed her sentiments on her team's victory.
I'm so happy that we won the finals. It was so nerve-wracking. Oh my God. Sitting there for it seemed like years and years and years. I was just so excited.
Mackenzie High School, located in the mining town of Linden, is no stranger to success, beating out their fierce competitor Anna Regina Secondary School to cop the winning title in the most coveted secondary school debating competition. Delivering arguments, rebuttals, and demonstrating research and knowledge, the two teams, according to the chief judge, did justice to the moot. Is reducing emissions from deforestation and degradation important to the development of Guyana's economy?
On behalf of the Education Department and Mackenzie High School, I would just like to say thank you for hosting such a prominent debating competition, making way for young students like myself and my team to really showcase our talent and voice our opinions about different economic topics in Guyana.
The JOF Haynes Memorial Inter-Secondary Schools Debating Competition is held to celebrate the oratorical experience of the late Joseph Oscar Fitzclarence Haynes, who is described as the most brilliant and eminent lawyer of his generation. Birthed 29 years ago, this year's competition was a collaborative effort between the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Natural Resources, and Red Plus Guyana. Both teams were awarded with prizes, while Mackenzie High was presented with a new computer to aid in ICT learning at the school. Natisha Isaacs for InfoHub.
Today, Ministers of Government will be meeting with residents of regions 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 10 to listen to their concerns and craft solutions. The ministers will fan out to several communities, including Farm, Melanie Damishana, De Hoop, New Amsterdam, and Kumaka. Check our website www.dpi.gov.gy and Facebook, and of course our Instagram pages for reports on these meetings. Before we close, here is some important information from the Guyana Elections Commission.
Today, we will discuss the objection aspect in GCOM's claim and objection exercise, which is currently ongoing. GCOM's Public Relations Officer Yolanda Ward joins us again to break it down for you.
The objections aspect is really, as it says, objecting to the inclusion of a name on the list that you believe may not have met the eligibility requirements to be included on that list. A lot of times there's an emphasis on death, but if you have a suspicion that an individual who you see is listed on that list may not have had the eligibility requirements to be on that list, then you can object. Of course, with an objection, you're required to provide the evidence. The name that you're objecting to must be on the same list where your name is listed. So it should be on the same divisional list. Example, I cannot be living on the East Coast, but and my name is on the list on the East Coast, but I'm objecting to someone in Georgetown.
It's that simple. Remember, you have until November 11 to make an objection. Get registered and ensure that you are on the list.
That's all for today. Connect with us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Much more news is on our website, dpi.gov.gy, and pop over to Instagram for the latest photo updates at DPI Guyana. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye for now.